This is a litter of 8 French Bulldog puppies, and they are hungry, which is what inspired us to do this video, because we watch a lot of videos online about the proper way to feed your puppies, and these are 6-week-old, and I know, and I'm going to show you what we use, and maybe it'll help you. First of all, we are not breeders. We are just simple puppy owners, and we're now going to do a video on some of the products that we use that has been pretty successful for us. So to begin, we're going to be talking about the puppy mush, what you're feeding your puppy at week 6. We've got a few different products here, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about it. So this is basically the mix of what we're using. Inevitably, we're trying to get to something we can put into the puppies' bowls where they can digest it safely. After watching a variety of different videos, talking to a bunch of breeders, talking to a bunch of other dog owners and what they've used, this is kind of a variety of suggestions. So this is just what we suggest that maybe you consider if you're looking for what works best. So in the cup here is literally 1 cup of puppy kibble. You can choose the kibble of your choice. That's not ultra important. This is just puppy kibble that we're gonna basically end up mashing and mixing. We've got some puppy back.
Yeah, it's the formula.
Okay, and that's part of the base that's gonna go into this mixture.
And it's a 4-to-1 ratio. 4 of these to 1, 4 of water to 1 of the powder.
Speaking of the water, you know, one of the things you got to do is keep the dogs hydrated. Believe it or not, you can actually use Pedialyte that you would use for infants. It's obviously got a lot of good stuff in there that basically tap water doesn't have. You know, you want to use filtered water. It's got electrolytes in it. That's really good for puppies. Keep them hydrated. Believe it or not, one of the things we did not know was you're supposed to introduce water to the puppies even while they're nursing as early as 3 weeks. We didn't start doing that until about 5 weeks, but you can do it earlier if you feel it's necessary, but so far so good.
We did give some. We did it like this. We did it in a syringe with a nipple. Mm-hmm. So we would give them, this one we gave them the probiotic. So we were using the probiotic. It suggested that it's really good for your dogs, just to keep their gut healthy. And
it does work. It does work great. We've read a variety of different posts on this stuff, and apparently this is some miracle medication for dogs and puppies, for that matter. We're going to talk about the Gerber product here in a bit, because we use that as part of our puppy mush mixture as well. So, you know, all of this gets mixed together.
Use the filtered water.
You can see back there, we're just using, like she said, filtered water from the fridge, or you can just use regular, you know, bottled water from Costco or wherever you get that from. But obviously you want to use a better quality water, nothing from the tap. Just the better products you use, the better result you're going to get. Yeah.
Tap water has chlorine.
Yep.
You want to keep that from them. Their digestive system can't really handle the chlorine or the mixes that they put in, chemicals they put in the water.
Yeah. So by the way, this is just basically a little blender that we have here that we use to mix this together. This is what we use to get the consistency of the puppy mush in part 1 of what we build here. So
what we put was the cup of dog food, mixed it with 2 cups of water. The ratio is 2 cups of water and 1 cup of the dog food. And I just blend it like a smoothie. And I'll show you when the loud noise is done.
Yeah, and this is that same, you know, puppy food. There's a difference.
Sorry.
That's right. Yeah, anyway, there is a difference, obviously, in puppy kibble versus regular dog kibble. The puppy kibble is easier digestible. It's got a lot more calories and nutrients in it for growing young pups. So look at here. This is kind of the consistency of what it turns out. It's literally almost like a toothpaste consistency. Yeah, and then
you can water it down if you want. I'm just going to use it because I'm going to store it, just as an add to make life a little easier for, kind of meal prepping, puppy meal prepping. So I'm going to go ahead and use about a good heaping of this with the milk. And I'm going to blend that as well. I kind of just base it on what looks right. I don't want to do too much of the puppy food because between the two, that's a lot on their tummies. So I'm kind of introducing just a small bit of the mush, puppy mash, mush, what do they call it? I did shake the milk, the formula with the water and powder.
And by the way, we're feeding 8 puppies, so this seems like a lot. Traditionally, French Bulldogs don't have 8 puppies, so this is quite a large litter, and these are big dogs at this point, being 6 weeks old anyway, and they have quite the appetite. We weaned Mom off about a week ago, so they're strictly on solid food now, which is, this is our version of solid food. So you can see here, by the way, going back to that rice mixture, right? So we're adding 4 heaping tablespoons of the powdered rice.
Maybe 5-ish.
Okay.
For now. And then we're going to see how the consistency turns up. Depends on what you want. If you want it really watery, just so that they get used to drinking it more of like a milk form, then keep it as water consistent as possible. That's not what I'm doing, mainly because one of the puppy aspirates. And because of that, I found just from one feeding that he actually ate better. He didn't have all the milk consistency and the issues that he was having aspirating with a little bit of a thicker consistency. Also, I kind of feel it's more of a filler the thicker it is. But it's your discretion. Whatever you feel works, your puppy's best. They do suggest it to be a thinner consistency, which we have done. It's really, really messy, just so you know, because it's not in a bottle form. If you're gonna feed it in a bottle form, then make it thin like you would formula, like you would a baby's bottle, adding just, and use the same ingredients, use the mix directions on here. I would use it just the same as you would for a baby's bottle. We're not bottle feeding our dogs because we are weaning them off of Mom. So I just used this blender, and it kind of makes like a shake.
Go back over here and check on the pups while she's doing that. By the way, this is our version of a whelping station. It just happened to fit between our stairs here. This is just a cage that we bought on Amazon, and it fit perfectly. Gives the dogs at this age some room to roam around. They had some plastic totes in there that we were keeping them in under the heat lamps. There's also heating pads there because they can't regulate their temperature, which you may or may not know by now. They're pretty rambunctious right now and playful. They'll pooter out here in just a bit once we feed them. But for the next half an hour or so, they'll be pretty active. And then, once we get them fed, they'll be good for 5 or 6 hours, at least at this age. All right. So back over to the mixture and the feeding table.
Yes. So I'm going to go ahead and set this aside. You got to see the gist of it. This is pretty watery considering. They also, we were told to never feed them cold food. They don't digest it. So you always want to make sure that you heat this up just again like you would feed a baby. You want to keep it at the same temperature, check it on your wrist, whatever it is before you go feeding it to your puppies. But this is a very watery consistency for me. This is a great introduction for the first time of feeding, just to get them used to anything that's foreign. And then once they seem to take to it and they do really well, I choose to go a little thicker on the rice, and my consistency for it now is going to be this. And it just seems to work better for them. It takes them a little longer to eat it, not much longer because they're pretty fast. But again, warming it up. We serve it in something very shallow. They have these at the dollar store, and they seem to really work out well. And we just pour it in the corners because, of course, there's 8. We did have 9, and sadly, we do not now. But we did lose 1.
And that happens, folks. If you've got a large litter, it's common for one to pass away. Unfortunately, our guy Spot didn't make it, but the first week had nothing to do with our care. It's just part of, kind of like sudden puppy syndrome that happens with young animals as well. Unfortunately, he didn't make it, but 8 of them did, and they're doing excellent. And this is basically just how we're doing this. And again, I want to reiterate, we are not breeders. Again, we're just regular French Bulldog owners. And, we do have, which, by the way, let me go show them those guys. We have the parents here to those pups that are out here. There's Daddy, Mr. Sherman. Hey, buddy. Where's Mom? Sadie. There she is. Come on, girl. So we have both the parents here. She's always looking for something to eat. This is their kind of adult feeding station over here. Say hi, Mama. Yeah, hi. That's Mom and Dad. Sherman's a little over 4. Sadie's a youngster. She's just a year old and had her first and only litter. They actually conceived naturally, which is again going back to what we were talking about earlier about us not being breeders. We had no intention of breeding them. We do have obviously a male, and we got a female companion for him. And before we could get her fixed after her first heat cycle, well, Mr. Sherman did what Mr. Sherman does, and
has never done before.
And now he's a proud papa, and he's a good daddy, huh, Mr. Sherman? Hey, get out of there.
Hey, Sherms.
So.
Hi, baby. You good boy, huh? You good boy.
Anyway, they're good dogs. These are the parents. And again, I'll go back to the pups just so you can see them one more time. And they do, get this dog pile thing going. In about another 2 minutes, that'll be a pile of silent sleeping dogs. But there's a heating pad over there, which is why we keep them there. Yeah, 3 heating pads. Yeah, 3 corners are all heating pads. And then we have that heating lamp as well, and that's subjective. We use that when we feel that it's a little cooler in the house.
When we wash them off from their feedings, we turn it on.
Yeah, that too.
We turn it on so that they can dry off from every feeding. We wipe them down with washcloths, warm washcloths, clean them up because they get really, really messy and dirty. But again, just remember, it's a short time, and as we are learning the same and have immensely enjoyed these little guys.
Yeah, so ultimately, guys, the reason we're showing you this video is just to basically show you what we did not see online, which is kind of what to do at this age, right? How to transition them from mom to what we call solid food. And this is our method. It doesn't mean it's the right way. It's a way, and it's what's working for us. The dogs are healthy. And this is what they seem to enjoy, and it works for us. And so hopefully this is good information and help somebody. Yeah, help somebody else. So again, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments below. But we thank you for your attention, and hopefully this helps you raise your Frenchies or puppies a little bit better.